This is Carolina in the Morning on Fox Wilmington. Streaming live on foxwilmington.com.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us for Carolina in the Morning on Fox Wilmington. I'm Kim Ratcliffe.
And I'm Bob Bonner. On this Monday morning, roads still closed at this hour. Crews still working up a spill in our area.
20,000 gallons of methane. It spilled at Colonial Terminals, which is located on South Front Street in Wilmington. Carolina in the Morning, Stacey Pino joining us live right now. So Stacey, I know you've been out there for a couple of hours. Have you gotten any indication when they think they will reopen South Front Street?
No, Kim, it's definitely still closed, and it's going to be closed for most of the morning. You can see that crews are still out here. The fire department's here. They have their lights still on. We were on the other side. The Wilmington Police Department is on Greenfield Street entrance. That's the portion that's closed from right to Greenfield Street. They have that blocked off because, like Kim said, down there, the Colonial Terminals, that is where that methane liquid did spill, but it has been contained, and it's been contained. It's just in the process of getting cleaned up. But as you're heading out the door this morning, you can expect maybe a few slowdowns as the morning is going to continue on the Cape Fear Memorial Bridge. We can show you the live cam that we have. As you can see on there, traffic's moving pretty well. It is picking a little bit up for the morning commute. However, if you will notice, coming into Wilmington, that State Port exit, that is going to be closed for drivers coming into Wilmington. Likewise, you're going to have that Greenfield Street and other roads leading towards the bridge also blocked off. So police are asking you to take 3rd Street when you're coming in and out of Wilmington as that alternative route. Because like Kim was saying, 20,000 gallons of liquid methanol was spilled. And what happened? It was an accident. They say it was an overflow from a valve that was mistakenly left open and caused a tank to overfill at Colonial Terminals. And crews have been out here since 10 o'clock last night. It's been contained, and now they're just in the process of cleaning that up. They had a foam blanket to suppress any flammable vapors and have been out here to monitor it. They say it is as a safe area here, which means there's no flammable vapors in the air. So everyone, you are safe, as well as residents. No one had to be evacuated. I did talk to some fire officials out here, and they did say that South Front Street, no liquid got on here. It stayed on the premises of Colonial Terminals. However, this road is closed just as a precaution. When it's going to open, we did get a press release a little while ago, and they were estimating between 10 o'clock and noon today is when it'll reopen. We haven't heard any updates since then, but we'll be sure to keep you updated as soon as we learn when South Front Street will reopen, as well as the State Port exit coming over the Cape Fear Memorial Bridge. Back to you.
All right, Stacey, thanks so much on this back to work, back to school Monday morning. Change of the weather. And, you know, in some ways, you might say it's clutch that we had the drier and warmer weather just right in those nice 4 days of Thanksgiving through yesterday. So we're back to a little bit of a grayer time today, mostly cloudy skies in your headliner. Cooler, too, with northeast breezes. Temperatures not likely to grow much past the lower 60s. We'll have a slight option for a passing sprinkle or shower from some of the clouds we've got going on. Currently 59 in the Port City and Southport Oak Island as well. Elizabethtown works on a 58 early this morning. Kenansville's down to 55. So for this time of morning, this time of year, these numbers are mild, but the catch is they're not going to grow very much during the day today. Showers spilling in from the west, but primarily the core of these showers are to the north of southeastern North Carolina. So the chance of a passing shower in Elizabethtown over to Burgaw, like 40 to 50% today, 30 and 20% as you work off to the south. More clouds than showers today, with again temperatures in your hour-by-hour forecast tending to stay on the lower side compared to the last couple of days. Lower 60s by afternoon, 50s in your evening ahead. Also ahead, your 7-day forecast. I'll have that in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Ganna. Well, right now, the person behind a deadly shooting at a motel is still on the streets. Police say a man was shot Sunday night at the Carolinian Inn on Market Street here in Wilmington. A person later died at the hospital. Now, witnesses saying they heard a disturbance inside the motel, then several gunshots. When officers arrived, they found a man with several gunshot wounds on the floor in one of those rooms. Now, again, no arrests have been made. The name of the man still hasn't been released. In New Hanover County, a woman facing charges this morning for driving more than 100 miles an hour, leading police on a chase. Troopers say it happened Sunday while they were doing a speeding operation on Interstate 40 in the Castle Hayne area. They chased her to the Lowe's Foods on North College and Murrayville Road in Wilmington. Now, she got out of her car, took off. She was later arrested inside of the grocery store.
One man is facing charges this morning accused of breaking into a car, damaging property, and also tampering with fire extinguishers. This happened Saturday night at the Harrelson Center on North 4th Street in Wilmington. Police say they found Charles Ayers soaking wet. He admitted to tampering with the water hose to wash his clothes. Ayers also had the key to a parked car that had been broken into. A fire extinguisher from the building was then found inside the car. And police also called to investigate some gunfire in the port city over the weekend. They ended up arresting this man, Jose Torres. He was charged Saturday with possession of a stolen firearm and also for possession of heroin. He's being held in jail under a $25,000 bond.
Still no word this morning on what caused a fire in New Hanover County. That fire happened Sunday morning on Victoria Drive. This was off Castle Hayne Road. The 4 people who lived inside the home were able to get out safely, although one person did have to climb out of a window to escape those flames. The wife of a man shot at a rest stop on I-85 now in our state is now speaking out.
Terry McKee's husband was shot in the bathroom, left for dead. He was also shot in front of his children. Now he's paralyzed from the waist down. Now the Raycom News Network's Alex Giles sat down to talk with her, has this report this morning.
How your family tighter tonight because you have no idea what tomorrow may bring. You have no idea.
Terry McKee is still rattled. A simple pit stop on the way back from a Thanksgiving trip to Virginia turned to a living nightmare at this Cabarrus County rest stop. She tells me her and her family stopped to use the bathroom. They noticed 2 men waiting outside of the restrooms.
I thought that they were doing what we were doing, waiting on someone to come out from the restroom.
She was mistaken. The 2 men entered the bathroom. She heard a loud bang.
They shot him in the back and had to run over him to get out.
Hearing her husband's screams, she ran to his aid.
My daughter, 5 years old, was just sitting on the floor looking at her daddy in his own blood, who was still conscious.
She says her husband survived, but suffered a shattered vertebrae, leaving him paralyzed from the waist down.
It could have been anybody. They could have shot my son.
She says she has no idea why they chose her husband. She says they didn't even try to take any of his belongings. Deputies have released this surveillance video of a man who immediately left the area. They need your help identifying him.
I hope and pray to God that they will find someone who will introduce them to my Savior, Jesus Christ, so that they will never hurt someone else again.
But they've already hurt her family. She says they have 4 children with special needs. A paralyzed father will only make things tougher.
Now, many of you have been filling the boot this weekend to help those out with muscular dystrophy in our area. Crews with the New Hanover County Fire and Rescue say that they raised just about $1,300 Sunday, the last day of that campaign. They've been standing along the streets, filling the boots with cash. The money goes towards the local chapter of the Muscular Dystrophy Association and will help send afflicted children to a special summer camp and supports research. Now, this is New Hanover County's 8th year participating in that program. Well, one boy is almost $3,000 closer to getting a new wheelchair. It's all thanks to his mom's best friend. Jamie Penn traveled more than 5 miles from Fort Fisher to Lake Park in Carolina Beach in a wheelchair, and she said she did it for her son's best friend, Connor, who was paralyzed from the waist down after a hit-and-run accident. Penn says Connor appreciates what she's doing to help him.
He's, sharing everything we post, and he's really grateful. He's just, an amazing kid who has a lot of support for that reason. And, I think because he appreciates it so much, he definitely shows his gratitude every way he can.
Penn says she eventually hopes to raise $5,000 to help Connor get a new wheelchair and a car that can easily carry that wheelchair. All right, 7:09 right now. I want to get you outside for a look at your first alert traffic at this hour. Head over to 3rd and Dawson Street right now. Roadways look fairly calm for this time of day as people are getting off the holiday, getting back to work, back to school. Traffic heading to South Front Street diverted, though, because of that methanol leak, so keep that in mind if you are in that area this morning. Now we got to College and Oriole this morning. No problems there. Very light traffic pattern there. And giving a quick check at the 911 Twitter feed provided by New Hanover County right now. Police have left the scene at the on-ramp, North Carolina Highway 133. So if you're heading to that area, all systems go at that area as well this morning. And that's a look at your first alert traffic.